Well, that's a first.
It is finally time to tackle this side over here.
When we bought this 1980s house, the yard was in rough shape, but little by little, we're transforming this property into our dream home. We've cleared the years of neglect, brought abandoned vehicles back to life.
No way!
Improved the road, built a parking area, and now it's finally starting to feel like ours. Last week, we turned a tree from our property into what might just be the most beautiful timber frame woodshed I've ever seen. But today, we're tackling a project we've been dreaming about for a long time. Turning this muddy hillside into a landscape we'll actually want to sit and look at for years to come.
They're about to bring proper gardeners in from Yorkshire.
And after weeks of projects, we're also headed out for some much needed adventure while Andy's parents are in town from the UK.
We're Andy and MH. After 6 years driving across the globe, from California to Argentina, up to the Arctic, Europe to Turkey, and through Africa, we're now building our home base in Idaho, transforming a 1980s house into our dream home, wrenching on our rigs, and still chasing adventure. When we made the parking space over here, so many of you guys said, you should put rocks there, do a rock garden, do landscaping, stuff like that. So we've started it. Kevin helped me put all of these rocks from the excavating that they did last week for the shop. Perfect. Yeah.
You're easy.
They're so cute. And now Sue and I, y'all haven't actually met Sue. Sue is Andy's mom.
They're about to bring proper gardeners in from Yorkshire.
We're gonna weed all of this and start to get landscaping in.
I've left some of your wildflowers, taken the grasses out and some of the really hardy if you don't want.
Sweet, sounds like a plan. Now I'll just have to figure out what's what. I just think anything that's green and low to the ground is a weed. This is bringing back some serious memories. Growing up, we would get one of these giant trash bags, and part of our chores were to go and fill an entire trash bag before you were done weeding. Naturally, it ended up turning into a giant competition between me and my siblings to see who could fill it up first, but these things are huge. I've got a new water hose I'm pretty excited about. Pretty much weeded this entire length. We're gonna call it. It is getting late and we're both absolutely pooped. We decided to do this in the heat of the day, so I'm gonna come back at it first thing tomorrow, hopefully with a little bit cooler weather. Going for a much deserved dip after today. Sue and I have gone and gotten a bunch of plants. I have been waiting for ages. We've gotten the rocks in, but to actually put manure down, topsoil down, and plants in is gonna be awesome. Really excited to see how this comes together.
Oh, that's going to be beautiful. Yeah, fiery heather. Yeah, heather's nice. You know, another neat one. I mean, if you could do herbs out there, some thyme.
I did get some rosemary.
Oh, great.
There's
Yeah,
some
rosemary.
rosemary.
That's awesome.
I just love the smell of like lavender, rosemary,
Oh, yeah.
gardenias.
It's a little town of Gardenia, Idaho.
Oh,
and
is
they're
there?
Just full of gardenia. It's really cool.
My mom always had those growing up, and it's still, you know, when you smell something, it takes you back.
Yeah, right. You
Yeah.
get that childhood memory. Yeah. I'd love to have a nursery.
Sue and I are waiting on topsoil this morning, but Dean is gonna help us clear out all the excess yard waste and all the weeds and stuff and drop them in the forest over here. So when topsoil does get here, we can get to work. With Andy's parents in town, we've been talking a lot about our family history. And Andy and I did that MyHeritage DNA test a couple of months ago.
That's cool, isn't it? So you're basically British. 29% English. So you're more English than me. I don't even know who I am anymore.
And his mom, Sue, his brother, and a few other family members have done the test as well, so it's been really fun to compare notes. But we also learned a few other things that day that we haven't shared yet. MyHeritage had also just launched their Ancient Origins feature. Ancient Origins. So I'm 49.8% European farmer. You're 59%, whoa, that's cool. 59% central steppe. And my personal favorite, it's been so fun to do a deep dive on this, my traits feature. On the traits, so aerobic capacity, my VO2 max is much higher than the average person's. And strength, higher strength.
Do you feel like you're an athlete now?
I feel like I should be in the Olympics or something after seeing this.
Creativity, high.
Oh, that's quite interesting. Sensation seeking, so that's more like adrenaline seeking. And it says I'm high in adrenaline seeking, so maybe that's why I've said yes to driving around the world and doing this project.
I want to see how much of an athlete I am compared to you.
Endurance, you're high. That makes sense.
My muscle mass is higher than yours. Slightly higher emotion recognition.
You are really good at like more of an empath, tune into other people.
The kit shows up at your door, you do a simple cheek swab that takes 2 minutes, you mail it off and you get the results back in a few weeks.
If you've been wanting to try out MyHeritage but haven't yet, this is a great time. Right now, using code ROVE1, you can get the $19 DNA testing kit, but also get free shipping. So head to the link in our description or the pinned comment and use code ROVE1 to get that $19 deal today. I think I actually hear the dump truck coming. Okay, topsoil has made it in. We have our plants. We got manure from Joe and Janice. And so today, Sue and I are gonna start to lay out all of the plants. Should be a pretty big day ahead. Right, fun stuff first. We are gonna start placing all of the plants on the hillside and see if we can get a pattern that we like.
That's pretty fancy, isn't it?
What do you think?
That looks well nice.
Oh, we haven't even planted them.
I'll just leave them there. If you know what I mean. That looks really nice, mate.
Thank you. I can't get over how much better it already looks, and all we've done is place the plants. Kevin's coming to save the day to move some soil for us. Topsoil is going in the first section. Yay! It looks so good. Crazy that we're gonna have landscaping. Can we do one on this side? And then that last one we'll do on that side, just so it's all the way across, if you don't mind. Saved us so much time. That's great. Final load. Beautifully done. Kevin just saved us about 2 hours.
And if you're wondering why have we got topsoil delivered and why are we having to mix it in with manure and all that stuff, the ground here in Idaho, for the Brits amongst us, we're used to like a really moist soil like mud, where this is basically like dusty sand, especially as soon as it hadn't rained for a couple of days, it gets like that. And what Kevin explained to us is when the ice ages came, probably like when my dad were younger, came through, it's like took all the topsoil with it. So we've got topsoil delivered and manure to hopefully bring that back into where the flowers are gonna be.
Sue and I have just gotten back from Home Depot. We went and did a big run this morning. Final round of plants, because yesterday we started to lay them out and there's just a little section up at the top that just didn't have enough going on. So we went and got a few more shrubs and I am pretty excited. I think this is gonna look so awesome when it all comes together. I cannot get over how pretty these plants are, even just in the back of the car right now. I've always loved hydrangeas. They just remind me of the South. I'm really excited about these. Rallied the troops. Andy and Dean are gonna help too. Sue and I are gonna start cranking away at planting all of this, and then they're gonna follow behind us with topsoil and manure. And I think we should be able to get this done in a couple of hours.
We're going to fill this hole up with water. A bit of this manure from Joe, and then into here we go. Forgot to put my gloves back on, but never mind. I never wear gloves at home anyway.
I would have never thought to put that much water in the manure.
Yeah.
It was like swimming.
Yeah, yeah.
I do not have a green thumb. I can pretty much kill anything you can put in front of me. So I'm trying to soak up as much as I can from Sue and Kevin and Cheryl and everyone else.
But what's been amazing, just while we've been sat having cups of tea up there,
Oh, the hummingbird.
is the hummingbird.
I know.
The hummingbird has come down every morning, and then all the new butterflies. It's just absolutely incredible. There's one butterfly comes down and it's as if it's falling from an apple blossom tree, just going, ooh. And the little one comes down and goes, ooh. And so she's right dainty. And then the hummingbird comes down and the bees, because I love bees. Just
I think she's writing a play right now.
just. And yesterday, I was so excited, I found a worm. There's hope. So right, let's get some more planted.
That was the most Sue thing I've ever seen and witnessed.
You've got to think about as well how big they're growing. Because I remember when I first started gardening our first house, I didn't want any spaces, so I just planted everything so there were no brown space.
I love the brown. I
But
love the space.
Yeah, within a year, I had to redig it all because it were all had no space to grow.
I don't think I've planted a plant since I was about 6.
Oh wow!
That's crazy, isn't it? I mean, we've never had a place to plant a plant. We had an
Of
apartment,
course,
and then we
yeah.
lived at y'all's
Yeah.
house in your garden.
Yeah. So you're going to put a sprinkling of manure all over, and then about 2 inches of topsoil, and then a sprinkling of manure on top of the topsoil, and then we're going to give it a good water.
So I'm the labourer.
You are my labourer.
So my job as the labourer is the doer and fetcher. I'm the guy that gets the privilege of moving the cow poo, putting it on the hill, and putting the topsoil and spreading it out while the girls do all the planting. This smell reminds me of when we were kids. Me and my mate Joe would be going through the fields on the way to rugby training, and where the cow turds were in like a disc. We'd frisbee them at each other. And for some reason, we also used to walk through the cows, the milk cows, and we'd let them lick us hair because they had like spiky tongues. I don't know why, but that's what we did. Some of these are as hard as rocks.
That'll go nicely there as well.
Looks like a South African farmer.
Oh, you do get some hydrangeas there. There's
Oh, they're my favourite.
oh, if the deer do bother it though, that sprinkler on a timer really works good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and just kicks on. Those deer don't like to be sprayed. And,
I don't know if the deer will brave Benji.
I think you're
come up
pretty
here?
good shape.
We used to get deer all the time in here, but we got Benji, and they slowly but surely learned they had
Yeah.
to go a
Right.
bit further away. The final plant on the hillside is going in. Look at this clean boy. He got a bath yesterday, didn't you? Did you get a bath? I think Andy's grading the road.
Let me tractor to move some of this gravel around, and I couldn't resist just having a go with the back blade along the roadway. Do you think it looks any better?
Yeah, I think it looks really good.
This is too much fun.
We scraped up the old gravel driveway in our yard the other day. We've never been able to grow grass on this side of our yard because there's gravel about 1 inch to 2 inches thick. So Andy's trying to scrape it up right now, and hopefully one of these days we can finally get some grass over here.
Actually looks like it's working.
That's working really well. And so there's so much dirt and gravel in our front yard. So Andy's gonna move it over to where our boat is and where our future shop is to just give that area, which is pretty muddy, especially in mud season, a bit of a harder base and repurpose where we can. Never gonna wanna leave our garden after all this. Oh my gosh, this lavender smells amazing. Looks like Andy's trying to smooth this out a little bit. The final plant. Whoops. Poor guy. That broke some of his little branches off. We got way too much topsoil knowing that we needed some on this side where the gravel was before. So Andy's gonna try and spread some of that out. And maybe we might even get grass here soon. That would be great. I will say, if Andy ever borrows something, he always brings it back even better than he found it. So if you want your car detailed, just let him borrow it.
Kevin's down there. Perfect timing.
Okay, in the boat, in the boat.
Well, as you've seen, my mum and dad's here, and all they've been doing since they got here is working. So today we've done a few more activities. This morning, me and my dad got up at 4. We got up at 4 o'clock and we set off and we went fishing with our neighbours. Kevin, who you all know, but also Bruce. We had a really good time. We got out there, we saw the other side of the lake, which I've never seen, where you're right up against the big mountains there. And now I'm gonna take them to one of my favourite little sundowner spots. I don't even know what this hill's called, but basically from my friend Joe's house, we could even ride from here, but it's just a bit longer. We're gonna take the trailer and then ride up the mountain, and then I'll be able to show my mum and dad the lake from up at the top of the mountain, and we can go there without walking there, which is nice. Burn diesel, not calories and all that.
Andy and I are checking out all the different mulch options to put the final touches on the flower bed. A lot of you guys may be thinking, why are you guys not just going to use the mulch that you already have at the house from when we cut down all of the trees? We've got plenty of mulch to go at. That's a great question. I just learned that that will actually turn into darker mulch, like these colors, in about 3 years' time. So part of the reason I didn't want to use them is because it's so light and I really want to keep that dark richness on the hillside. And so we're just gonna get this today, but I am pretty excited that we'll have our own mulch in a couple of years. Such a nice color in it.
So is that 3 or 4?
That's 3. We definitely forgot to bring our tarp and our ratchet straps. We had to go to Tractor Supply. We didn't want all of this just blowing down the road as we drive down.
Okay, so it is too nice to be gardening. So we've decided we're gonna pack the Land Rovers up and go camping. Now, a few months ago, our friends at Dometic sent us a roof tent and we were gonna put that on our Disco 5, but then the engine blew up because the plan was to have that while my mum and dad were here so we could go do a road trip together. But now I've got the LR3 working again. Yes, it's only working in 4 gears, but we're not going far. We're gonna go to our secret river spot to show my mum and dad that place. We're gonna put the roof tent on the LR3, so it's going to be back to how it was pretty much for when we drove down from California to the bottom of Argentina. All we had in the LR3 then was a rooftop tent and a fridge, and we set off, and it did us for, we lived like that for 9 months. So we're going to put the rooftop tent on and then we're going to hit the road. Oh, air compressor. This is, oh yeah, so we've never used one of these, Dad, but this has got an airframe, so there's no poles or anything.
So what's this then?
So that's an air compressor to blow up the tent.
Alright.
Ladders. Oh, so it's a triple fold. So that one will fold that way to you. And we'll get that end up. It's not actually that heavy, is it? Seems ages ago since being in a normal rooftop tent. This one really easy to fit though compared to my old one. I think it's because it's so slim so you could get your hands in easy, and it's just on wing nuts. There we go. Nice. Quickest to pack away. Can't argue with that. Pack this away, we'll fill the fridge, and then we're going to get on the road. We're on the road. It took us a while. For some reason, packing up, well, I always think, oh, it's going to take 5 minutes. It's ended up being like 15. But we're on the road now, and we're heading out for a good night camping. We're going to go to the secret spot. You guys have seen it a lot, but my mum and dad's never been there in the summer, so I'm excited to show them. So once you sweep round to the right here, Dad, we're going to take the first left. Right, Dad, just let your foot off the brake and let the Land Rover do everything.
Go on, Dino. Ooh, look at that control.
This has definitely got worse, but this is where you can see. This is where you see the difference between solid axle. Oh no, even Tango lifted a little bit then. You feel it?
Yeah.
This is a lot of fun for us because my dad's never really done much off-roading. He's just done fields and stuff. So with all these articulated sections and stuff, it's cool to watch the old boy go. So the final section is this downhill section, and I'm actually going to send him down the steep side because my mum gets absolutely terrified. So same again, Dad, on this. With all the terrain response in Land Rover, what you'll do is you just go up in first gear, and when it feels a wheel slip, it'll independently brake that corner, but just stay on that power. The Land Rover makes it look easy.
Let's see how Tango fares. I think the last time that we went camping with Andy's dad and mom was probably 9 years ago when we lived in California and went out to Joshua Tree. It was actually in the LR3 before Andy and I ever even hit the road to go down to Argentina. How you doing, Sue?
I think I've had twins.
Stressed?
Yeah, like my eyes are shut but open at the same time, and it's like
Oh, with my boy! Oh, me in your favorite spot! Oh. Hi, sweetie boy. Right, this is the steep one. Let's see how they do.
You can go.
oh my goodness, you can't even see over bonnet. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I don't think I breathed.
Did you survive?
Oh my goodness.
Someone's already in the water.
What do you think, Mum?
I love it. Is this the first time you've used this?
Yeah, we just got it out of the box.
Oh, wow.
Oh, this brings back some memories, doesn't it, Andy?
Yeah, I know. We could just set off to South America tomorrow.
Oh my gosh. That's sweet. This is awesome. It's a good sized tent, isn't it? You having a good time, Vinci? Huh? Oh my gosh.
Well, that's a first.
We were just sitting around watching the sun go down and heard this crackling sound behind us.
You can't tell because it's like camouflaged in there. But we just heard like a big knocking sound. Sort of like someone shooting something big in the distance. And then it started clicking and clicking and clicking. Then all of a sudden we looked over, and this is about, I don't know, 120 meters away from where we're camping. This tree has just fallen down to the ground, and it went down with a massive thud. How big do you think this tree is, Dad? 90 foot? 80 foot? Yeah, this is almost a 100-foot tall tree. It's just fallen over by itself. It's not even windy. That's the crazy thing. There's zero wind. So I'll just try and get you a size comparison here of the root. So this is the base of the tree. Way taller than me. This is crazy. I don't understand what made it go.
And ironically, moments before, we were talking about the tree that's just above Tango and how long it's been leaning over like that.
I only think of these trees going over when it's windy, but wow. That would have definitely done some damage. To me, this doesn't even look like a dead tree. So I don't really know why something like this goes over. You can see like a bit of a crack right up the center.
We're gonna take that as a sign and move the cars. Better safe than sorry, and if there's one thing that we have learned over the years, it is to always follow your gut. And so that just felt like too much of a sign that we were sitting there talking about a tree falling over, and then in the woods, right next to us, we actually saw a tree fall over. And yes, Sue is still in the tent.
This morning we're going to head out to a different spot where we're going to have some breakfast and do a bit of fishing. And my mum's going to drive the LR3 then.
That's awesome.
That's cool, isn't it? My mum wanted to drive this morning, so that's her first ever hill off-roading.
Holy cow. Wow, look how pretty that dust is. That was a bit bumpy, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's got way worse than last time. I think we might need a real diff lock on Tango.
You ready, Sue, for your first? Is this your first ever water crossing?
It's my first ever doing any of this. I've loved every minute of it. And I haven't been scared. I've just trusted the Land Rover to just do its bit and just enjoy the ride.
That's cool, isn't it?
Loved it. I think this is my new hobby.
Did you have fun?
Oh God, I loved it. This is my new hobby. I want to learn how to do this proper.
And I got through safely.
Dean survived. Hi, Tweety. Hello. Okay, final piece of the puzzle. We're gonna add mulch this morning. This hillside gets baked by the sun, and so we're hoping that this might help keep some of the moisture in throughout the day and help these plants really thrive here. So it's gonna be a big team effort to get all of this mulch done, and then this project is done.
Look at that rich colour. It's going to look so good against the trees and the plants.
I like that it's got a reddish undertone.
Look how it makes the green on that stand out.
Mm-hmm. That's gonna look so good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Close to violet on a Sunday, nearly made it into bloom, but I know, oh, the ordinary.
Oh, he's so small. This little guy's falling out of the tree, we think.
He's just so tired.
Yeah, Benji, you gonna protect him? You gonna protect him, huh?
Oh yeah, it's drinking it.
Monday turning back to blue, long for what's to come. Keep forgetting how to make.
That's a wrap on this project, but I cannot get over the transformation. It's not just the flower bed. I mean, when we think back to where this house started, where the yard started, and how it transformed.
Wow, this is ours.
This is our first time driving on the property where it's actually ours. It's just so good to actually look back at all our photos and see how far we've actually come. Now with the woodshed, with all the gravel down in the driveway, with these landscaping beds, with the deck redone, it really feels like a different house. And we're really excited to get the grass growing and get the yard leveled, but all of that will come with time. We're getting there little by little. I am so proud of all the work that we've done so far. I'm so thankful for all the help with Sue and Dean and Kevin and everyone else that's come in and helped us. My dad with the deck. One of those times where you really feel like it takes a village, and our village has rallied around us, and it's incredible what we've done with this place. But I think the thing that means the most to us is getting to look back at all the memories that we got to make with the people that helped us along the way to bring this to life. So it's been really cool. I'm super thankful for Sue and Dean's help on the flower bed. This is exactly what I had in mind. I was really hoping to emulate something similar to Sue's back garden at their house in England, because they live on a sloped hillside. Already have hummingbirds and bees and butterflies, and our yard has been throughout the entire project kind of our safe haven to come out and kind of disconnect. It just keeps getting better and better, and I'm really stoked. And thanks again to MyHeritage for sponsoring today's video. If you're interested in trying it for yourself, use code ROVE1 to get the $19 testing kit plus free shipping. Just use the link in our description or pinned comment. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next week.
And please hit that subscribe button. It costs naught to you, but means a lot to me.